Hey there, this is Eric. How you guys doing? I want to make you a little quick tour video of your course. I'm sorry if you're hearing the air conditioning sound. It's because we're having a little mini heat wave at the end of November in California. So forgive me. Well, I want to show you a little quick tour of your course so you'll be a little more comfortable. So let's get started here. The first thing I want you to know, this is what's called a portal. If you go to the KU campus, this is where your school stuff's going to be done most of the time. It's also known as a portal because it has access to a lot of good stuff in there. By the way, I want you to take some time to explore it. Explore what all these are, because if you don't go through and understand what everything is, you're not going to be able to fully operate the school. And this is really neat. It's got a lot of tools and stuff in there. Let's first start talking about how to get to your seminar and archives of the seminars. And basically what you do is you click on, you just hover your mouse over the course, you see My Seminars. Once you click that, you will then see, and then you may have to take a little bit of time, especially if you're on a slower machine, for this to load. You may have to scroll down on the web browser one right here. Then you have another scroll bar over here. This is for the calendar into the presentation. So I'm going to slide on down, and then there's my class. I'm going to click it once, actually twice. There we go, twice. And because we're outside of the seminar parameters, you can click Access Archive. It'll say, instead of saying seminar, it'll say Access. So once this loads, you'll see your two archives in your box up here. And list from oldest to newest, and you just click on it and then click load class. It's video is what it is, and it just plays. Your sound control, your rewind, and your pause is over here, and that's it. Once you're done, you just close that page out and then back to here. Scroll back up and click home. Home on the range. Okay. Now back to the class. You can go back, click on the class and start directly. And this is what it looks like. Now mine's going to look a little different from yours because you're seeing it partially on the faculty side. And so you're not going to get all the stuff that you see that I have, okay? The first thing you should notice is that on the course home, you see syllabus. When you click on the syllabus, you'll get the actual syllabus for this class. Now you get a PDF version of it during the break. I'm sorry, before the class. You can also get it through Doc Sharing. I posted a PDF version of that in there as well. So if you want a PDF version of the syllabus, it's right there. I would not print this page, because then you're going to print this frame here, all the buttons and all that stuff. It'll take up too much of your paper. But if you want to look up something real quick, like, whoa, what's the rubrics? It'll take you straight to that, and then you're there. Your learning outcomes will be, mine shows something different. I'm not allowed to show it to you. But on your learning outcomes, you'll see the list of things that you're going to be learning in the class. It shows you your progress in there, okay? And the other stuff we'll go over, and some of the stuff you don't see in yours, but if you ever have a class where Turnitin is being used, it's going to be right here. Yours, we're not going to use it in here. But Turnitin is a plagiarism checker. So if you're in an English class, a lit class, history class, you're probably going to see that. So for the moment, I'm going to go click on Unit 2. Okay. So let's click on Unit 2, and this is what it looks like. Now in here, you're going to see the stuff that all you need is right there. Everything is right here, everybody. And I want to have as much as I can to go through this. So the first thing you should notice, you have a home button for the unit. Then we have unit outcomes. The unit outcomes, it shows you what you're going to be learning in this unit. Okay? That's where a lot of my notes come from, to show you elaborating on that as we do the seminars. And then we have the to-do list. This is really cool. And this is also my announcement page. Oh, by the way, I will show you the announcement page in just a second. Here, what you see here is the list of things you have to do to complete the unit. What I would recommend you do is you copy that list down and you put it someplace, like on your iPhone or on your iPad or your day one or your day timer, someplace where you have a checklist that you go through. I would also put due dates on these. Even though you might have till next Tuesday, you should make your own due date to have them done, like for example, discussion. You sponsor a discussion. Your initial discussion is due when? Saturday. You have other discussions, or two other discussions on 2 other days. You make yourself your own due dates for those. So that's what you're going to do. You kind of dissect that list and make yourself information due dates. Extra, 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 extra. You don't need some of those stuff, little blurbs and stuff. 2 of the classes, I believe, will have some exercises to read up in here. But it's got neat information to polish up on what we're talking about in the class. That's where you'll find that. Academic tools is really awesome. This is where, the academic tools is where you will find all the references of your course, including how to turn in your assignment, how to read the grade book, how to use the online library. All that stuff is available right there 24/7 in every single one of your classes. So make sure before you email me and ask me how to turn in an assignment, you may want to check here, because you need to learn to use your resources. That's why my emails are very short. If you ask me how to do something, where something is, I'll be very short. Okay? It's not because I'm being mean, it's because I want you to find out as you go and find the resources. Everything is on the screen, but that's how you learn. If I give you a straight answer, you're going to do it, and you may forget next week. Okay? I want you to learn. Find your own resources. The other thing I want to show you is this really handy menu. See this menu right here? Those are all the same thing as these guys right here. Okay? That way you don't have to keep clicking home and then go to the next one. Then click home and click to the next one. You don't need to do that. So let's start the reading section of the unit. So we're in Unit 2 right here, for example. And in the reading section, this shows you the summary of what you're going to be reading and studying. This little red button here will bring up the PDF file. The PDF file, remember I said in this class there's no books. So a lot of material that you're learning from is materials that us faculty for these classes have written ourselves. And these are in PDF. Again, download it, print it, whatever you wish. I would recommend that you really keep tight control of your readings, especially these. And on your computer, make a folder for this class. And within that, make a subfolder. One for Unit 1, one for Unit 2, Time Management, Unit 3, whatever that title is. And put this stuff within those folders. You should have a nice list on your flash drive, whatever you're using. You want to keep these with you, especially some of these, because these have some really good tips and tricks what to do in the college life, college career. Okay, now instead of clicking on home to find out where we're going to go, all you do is go over here to this drop-down menu, go to the next page. This is the learning activities, and some of the units, sometimes 4 or 5 of them, you will be doing what's called web exploration. This shows you how to do that. There's a little summary here, but what I want you to pay attention to is this rubric. Because I am very strict on this little assignment, because I want you to learn how to explore outside the box. What that means is going outside of the class to research on time and stress management in this case. If you click on View the Rubric, you're going to get a really nice information sheet that we wrote up. And you may want to print this out for yourself, because what this does, it tells you what you're going to be doing in the web exploration in here. I'll show you in just a second. But within that, you're going to put in there what you look for, and you're going to put the 3 sections right here: topic, explanation, web, site summary, and value statement. You need to follow those 3 sections. It tells you what to look for. Each one of them have 5 complete sentences, minimal requirement. We want you to encourage you to do more. Okay? Some people think of this website summary because it says you have to put the full URL or web address. That does not count as one, but you must have that in there to get the full value. You need to have the web address plus 5 sentences or more. Okay? Now, a lot of people had a very hard time staying in the 5 sentences for that one because there's so much you can find there. And remember, you cannot use Wikipedias or any wiki of any kind, and you cannot use any blogs and message boards. They are not permitted. And please do not use websites that are used in this class. I want you to use other resources outside of the net. Okay? All right. So next, when you do turn it in, you're going to click on Web Exploration over here. and you're going to click on respond. That looks like the discussion board. You're going to put what what you found there, and then you're going to type in there those 3 sections, what you found. You do not need to respond to others. Do not need to respond to others. You only need to just post yours and then put it in there. You are most encouraged to review others as what others have found. Okay? That's a great way to learn from more resources out there for yourself. Alrighty? Go back to Unit 2. Here's your seminar. And this is where we talk about some of the stuff in seminars in here. The presentations here are not mine. Those are not the ones I'm using. These are the ones by the school. It basically summarizes what we're talking about. But if you have to do an alt seminar assignment, and that means you have to make up because you weren't here, which we missed you, we want you to be in the seminar. But if you, sometime we might have some, you might have missed it or something. And remember that computer problems, internet problems do not count as extenuating circumstances. Okay, we talked about that in Unit 1. They do not count. So if you went missing it for some reason like that, you still got to do the alt seminar assignment. Everybody who misses, you have to do that. So here's what you do. You click on this handy dandy blue button, and it's going to ask you where you want to save it. If you're on Windows, I'm on Mac here. If you have Windows, it should automatically open Word for you if you have it on your computer. On a Mac, you can challenge it to that if you want to. See right there. And I'm going to go ahead and do that for this just so you can see what it looks like. But basically, the alt seminar assignment is quite a bit of writing, and you need to read the directions carefully. Very, very carefully here. And it tells you what to do. Okay, each one is different. And where do you turn it in? You go to the drop box up here. And what happens is you'll see a list of all the drop boxes that are going in that class. For the alt seminar, if you do that, you would do Unit 2 seminar. Unit 2 seminar. And this is only if you missed it, you have to do the assignment. I can't click on that. We'll get the students where I get all of you. But when you click it, you get a nice little window that has a little, almost like the discussion one. You can type a little bit of note in there thing, blah, blah, blah. And then there's a button that says attach. You click on that, and you're attached to that document I just showed you that you completed, and then you got to click submit. You don't click attach, and you don't click submit, I don't get nothing. Okay? So it might be a learning experience for you guys. But that's how that works. All right? Does that make sense? I hope so. So, that's how you turn the seminars for that one. So I'm going to go back to Unit 2 here. The discussions here, this shows you what we're going to be talking about. And this is also reiterated right here in the Unit 2 discussions. As a matter of fact, in the discussion area, there's more information. I encourage you, before you respond, that you read through these very carefully. Very, very carefully. You have a discussion checklist that we've added in here, because one of the things that we're finding a lot of people make mistakes of is, sorry, I'm at home. That was my art writer. Is you're making very short statements. Do you know short statement? This is not Facebook. This is not Twitter. This is collegiate discussion. This takes place of what we would be doing in discussion in the classroom. So be sure that you read everything and you do very substantive quality posting. Okay? Starting Unit 2, I'm going to be very strict. I'm going to be very, very strict on the discussions. And I'm looking for quality work. And if you're using the resources, you got to make sure that you state it, just like this, right here. It can be an APA format. It could be whatever format you're familiar with. I'm not that strict on that part, but the school requires it. If you don't require it, and I suspect it's not yours, that's plagiarism. You don't want to go there. Okay, so make sure you do that. Remember, discussions, you have to do initial post by when? Saturday. You have to respond to 2 or more over 2 or more days. And that's a total of 3 days of posting minimal. Minimal. Encourage you to do more. Please, feel free to do more if you want to. We love it. It's also the best way to learn is by doing that. Here's your assignment. This is what you're going to be a summary of your assignment. And here is the assignment worksheet. Again, you click on that. It's going to ask you to work, open it. Boom. There it is. Okay? Each assignment is different. Very, very different. Please read the directions carefully. Very carefully. Because they're going to miss it. Especially in this class, we now have reflections at the end of each assignment. And those are the part I love to read. But there are minimum 5 or 10 sentences. Some are mixed, some are less, some are more. So make sure that you read these carefully. I recommend that you read these at least 5, 6 times before you start answering any of these. As you know what we're looking for. Okay? Because in this class, it's a little bit less challenging, but when you go into history class or accounting, that kind of stuff, this requires really deep thinking and a lot of work. Okay? We want you to be successful. We want you to be successful. Then finally we have the quiz. Click on the quiz. You'll see the quiz line right here, and then you get started. Okay? So just do the best you can. The quizzes are not heavily graded as the other stuff is. Now, once again, I'll remind you, I do not grade the quiz. The system grades it and releases the scores later. I don't release it. Okay? Now, keep a couple things in mind that you need to remember. The first thing you need to remember is there's no makeup for discussions. Once the unit closes, the discussions cannot be made up. Okay. The other thing you need to understand, if you're going to need to make up something, you need to communicate with me. Let me know. Don't just say, oh, I couldn't do this 2 weeks ago because blah, blah, blah. I'm going to just say, okay, that was 2 weeks ago. Okay. So, communicate to all your teachers. Always do. If you can't get a hold of your teachers, contact your advisors, and your advisors will trickle it down to emails to all of us. All your professors in the list. Okay? Now, the other thing that I want to briefly show you is the announcements. Very important you read it. On the course home, this is where your announcements are. And I have different ones on different days in every unit. Okay? I also have in here, for example, the Unit 1 graded. I click on this, and I'm making these kind of videos like this one, but it's very short. Right here, right there. Now, talk about how well the class did, what we might want to work on, what we need to do, with just some reminders and that kind of stuff, okay? Very important that you look at those videos, because I think it'll really, really, really help you understand what we're looking for and how well the class is doing. This class is doing very well. I want to be upfront with you. So, but that's what you need to check these announcements. There's not enough just from me. If you look through the list, there's from people from Sheila, Noel, D, Krista. You may get from Laura Millennium. You might get from Michelle Reinhardt. There might be other people who I work with and are also members of the college that might be sending you something to remind you of something. So make sure that you do check this every day if you possibly can. Okay? It's very important that you read through your announcements as much as possible. Well, I hope that helps. Oh, your email, you can check your email, your class emails right here if you want to. Your gradebook is right there. When you check your grades, please make sure you read the comments. Especially don't be blowing your cork or something or getting upset because you didn't get the grades you want. Remember what I said in Unit 1. Your job is not to get an A. Your job is to learn. Let me take care of the grade. If I feel you're falling below par, I'm going to let you know one way or another. Okay? But your job is to learn. That's what you're here for. You're not here to get an A. You're here to do good and to learn and be successful. If you do all that, you'll get the grade you need. Okay? And then you have the bibliographies right here. Bibliography has a Flash player, the reader, and a Firefox browser stuff here. I'll probably add some more if I find some stuff you might want. The doc sharing is where you will find the notes to the seminar. Wow. That's great. That's great. This is where you'll find the stuff. You do not get to post here. So whatever you do, don't post here. Don't post your assignment here, whatever you do. Because it'll be obvious to remove it. And then just make sure to keep reading your course announcements. I hope this helps. If you have any further questions, shoot me an email, and then we can just go from there. Otherwise, take care, and we'll see you online. Bye-bye.